What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit different. Obviously, you see I'm on my computer camera here because I got to film something on the screen here. But the main thing is one of my friends, you know, we're all kind of friends in the small engine community. Not me. A lot of people don't like me. But that's beyond the point. The point of the matter is that Baldeagle, my friend, he makes really good videos. Really good, helpful videos. And most of his time, his videos are, you know, just stuff that helps the everyday person. And there's nothing wrong with that. He makes good videos. You guys should check him out. I'll have a link to his channel in the description down below if you guys are interested in checking out Baldeagle. So anyways, he went on Facebook and he shared his video to a small engine group where most of the time people ask questions. Hey, this is what my engine's doing. What can I do to fix it? And someone who is a master technician decided to just rip into him and like school him like it's a big deal. And matter of fact, what he said in the video, we're going to play the video here in a second, but what he said in the video was actually really helpful advice. And this guy just said, you're wrong, you're dumb, I'm a master technician. And he says master technician like 7 times in his post. As a master technician, well, let me tell you here, buddy, as a master technician such as myself. Now, I may make jokes saying, hey, listen, you know, if any other small engine mechanic says this, they're wrong. Obviously, that's a joke, you know, everybody does things different. Everybody will tell you, you know, I don't ever use standard in my life. So every single one of my videos, if a 10mm fits on there, it's a damn 10mm. End of story. I don't give two shits. Let's jump over to Facebook here, which is a cesspool anyways, but this group is meant to help people. And as YouTubers that do small engine repair videos, we help people all the time. And we try to do it the way that the average person can do it. Not every single person has all the fancy tools. Like you'll see me on my videos, I purposely only use Harbor Freight tools or stuff that's easily cheap. I'm not going to be busting out $1,000 tack meters, not going to be busting out, you know, $1,000 manometers or whatever they're called, or vacuum leak testers. Whatever the average person has, that's what you're going to see on my channel. So subscribe to this channel as well, because I make videos. So let's jump over to Facebook, shall we? Bam, here we are. Beautiful Facebook. What a great and lovely place. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for Facebook. So we got Steve right here. He posted a video. I bet I can teach you something you didn't know about fuel shutoff and filter install. Obviously, he's talking to the people, not to small engine mechanics. We all know about fuel shutoffs, you know, but he's talking to the everyday person, someone who bought a lawnmower and mows their grass once a month, maybe twice a month. So we're going to check out his video real quick. We're going to go over there and check that out to the YouTube. So here it is. This is what he posted. We're going to watch it. And if you guys want to skip ahead, go to the timestamps down below.
I'll show you another simple tip. If your mower does not have this fuel shutoff on it, this is one of the safest things you can install on your mower.
Correct.
Carburetors are notorious for leaking fuel out onto your garage floor. Another thing is when you install a fuel shutoff.
And that is correct. But as a matter of fact, that carburetor's actually a little better than the ones that have that weird looking gasket with that plastic insert in it, that Briggs plastic insert where the needle and the emulsion tube are the same thing. Those are notorious for flooding because that little O-ring gets destroyed regardless, fuel shut off or draining your gas out. That little O-ring, it's not even the needle and seats, that little O-ring that will flood that engine. But actually that carburetor is not that bad. So let me play this.
It's always a good idea to replace that fuel filter. And one thing that I do, I always install these filters so they're kind of running uphill. And what that'll do is if you get any water, a minimal amount of water in your fuel, it will collect and you can see it in the bottom of these clear filters. That's another reason I like these clear filters. And as long as that filter and your carburetor are mounted below the bottom level of your tank, it doesn't matter if that's running uphill because it's going to be forced into here by the pressure in this tank. Another thing that comes in handy, if you install your fuel filter like this so it's kind of running uphill, the fuel that accumulates in here area works as an emergency reserve. So if you're out in the yard and you run out of fuel, you've got a very small amount of fuel in here. You can actually reach down in here, let that drain down into the carburetor, maybe enough to get you back to the house so you don't have to walk back to get your fuel can. One tool that can help this out, this is a fuel line pinch tool. It'll pinch any kind of hose, but you can just put that on there, pull that back, and that effect.
I just gotta say something real quick. Those pinch tools right there, even at Harbor Freight, the cheapest set you can buy is like $22. That is not a cheap tool. You get a full ratchet set, a pretty good ratchet set, for cheaper than you can buy these pieces of plastic. But good God, you see me use them every day. Every day. Love them.
It pinches off that hose so you can cut this with just a normal pair of scissors or a utility knife.
Good luck using a normal pair of scissors. This boy Bald Eagle busted out them Walmart scissors. Man, he must have way better scissors than I can imagine, man. Every time I try to cut fuel line, especially the good stuff you buy, if you buy the good stuff, even the cheap stuff, or even if that hose was old, your scissors are going like this, whoop, and just folding over each other. Boy must have bought brand new scissors every time he cuts a piece of fuel line. Sorry to pause so much. That's just funny to me.
Your shutoff valve in,
Love you, Bald Eagle.
Clamps on it, and then you can just release this when you're done, and that way you spill a very minimal amount of fuel. One thing to keep in mind when you look at these fuel shutoffs, if it's in this direction, it's cutting off the fuel. If it's in that direction, the fuel can flow. So you can tell just by looking at this if your fuel is turned on or not. So it's that simple when you get done.
Well, with the hood down, you gotta open it to look at it.
Cutting the grass, you just reach down, flip that like that, you know your fuel's off. Gives you some degree of safety so that you know that this carburetor is not going to flood your engine. I've got another video that shows you what happens when these carburetors do start leaking and that fuel seeps down into your manifold and actually gets down into the engine, and it will actually hydrolock it. I'll put some links down in the description where you can buy these little fuel shutoffs and the hose clamps that come with.
Very cheap tools, actually. So let's get back over to Facebook. Why am I making this video today? Well, I'm going to show you why. He posted this. First guy tags another friend, John Clem. He's big in the community. He's a fan of pretty much every small engine channel, even a fan of mine. You know, he comments all the time on my videos. Love him. But then you got the white Van Sickle here. This is all public information. This is a public Facebook group, so it doesn't matter. You know, they post online public, they're going to get blasted public. But this guy, Dwight, from a safety standpoint, a fuel shutoff is a very good idea. I agree. Most people should have a fuel shutoff. Most machines come with a fuel shutoff. Well, at least generators nowadays all come with a fuel shutoff. That way, if something does happen, you will not get a flooded crankcase. The carburetor will not continue to excess fuel. So, now this guy, Brian, the master technician and the master shit talker on Facebook. So, Brian says, as a master technician and someone with experience that is excessive, if you have to install a fuel shutoff, you have a problem. Why can't you install a fuel shutoff for safety or just in case? Not everybody is a master technician in memorizing. So, all of this is based on an extreme lack of experience. No shit, Brian. We make videos for people who are not small engine mechanics. For the everyday person, for someone who doesn't know how to do this, but bought a lawnmower at a yard sale for $10 and wants to fix it themselves to use it. Someone who only mows once a month, twice a month, an older person, maybe a younger person, maybe someone who is disabled but can use equipment but doesn't use it all the time. So, back to this. This is just aggravating. Fuel leaking is generally caused by someone leaving fuel in long enough to damage the needle in the carburetor. But on the case of riding lawnmowers, it's not the needle that gets damaged at all. Sometimes it's not the needle at all, master technician. There's been a lot of times where the float has failed and it's filled with gasoline. Needle is fine, but the float's not shutting it off because it is full of gasoline. So who has the lack of experience? Now I'm going to show you a post from this guy too that tells me that he's probably not a master technician. but I don't know. So that's why they leak all over the floor. It's not 100% the case. Carb damage, putting a fuel shutoff won't stop the damage. It will just cause the damage to go unrepaired. But you know what it will stop? It will stop fuel from getting all over your floor until the next time you turn on your fuel and realize that it is flooded. Then you can repair the machine. But you will not go out to your garage and see fuel all up in your crankcase, all over your floor because of your fuel shutoff. That was the point of the video, Brian. Like shutting off water to the toilet in order to stop it from running all night. It's not an actual fix, it's just hiding damage. Well, you know what? Sometimes you got to wait till paycheck to fix that toilet. So you shut it off and then you fill it up when you need to. Flush it, shut it off again, and then when you have the money, you fix the problem. But still, guess what? Because you shut off the water, you will not run up a bill or run out of water. I don't understand this guy. The correct thing to do is keep the damage from happening and properly winterize your machine. Well, what if you don't winterize it? What if you don't need to mow for 2 months, but you need to mow the next month? It's not just staying for 4 or 5 months. My God. In Arizona, we only have like 2 months of winter, 2 to 3 months of cold. On the machine, like the one in the picture, you can just drain all of the fuel and loosen the solenoid to get the rest out. Yeah, because people have that certain wrench, because on those solenoids, you need a skinnier wrench to get in there. Most people's home sets will not have something skinny enough to get in there. And most people don't know that, in order to untwist those, you have to disconnect it and twist it. Remember, these are for the common person. These ain't for other small engine mechanics. We all know this, and we teach our customers. When we go there and I fix something, I tell them, hey, for future references, in order to avoid me coming out and you have to pay me $200 to fix this, here's how you can prevent that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Good review on my business page, too. So, he says, correct. It's also pretty easy and inexpensive to rebuild these carburetors once they've been neglected. And he shows the carburetor, which doesn't look like the same carburetor he had on there. This actually looks like that one with the diaphragm. So this is on a different mower, in my opinion. I don't 100% know without rewatching the video and paying attention. And of course, Steve, or baldeagle, Steve Eagle, whatever, he links to aftermarket stuff. I link to aftermarket stuff. Aftermarket stuff is great. I've never really had a problem. Maybe once or twice. But to be honest, I think it's all made in the same factory. Everybody says, oh, you don't want it from China. Well, guess where Walbro's made, baby? China. So, it is what it is. I love aftermarket. You'll see a bunch of links in aftermarket in all my videos. I've never had a complaint. I make a lot of money on commissions. No one's ever said, dude, I bought this carburetor. You're a piece of garbage. So, he made a video, and he linked him to another video. Bald Eagle says, I appreciate your opinion. Thank you. And then here's Master Technician again. It's not an opinion. Okay, go directly to the aftermarket carb might be an option if it's based on failure rates. The rest are facts. Buddy, aftermarket is okay. By the way, I am a trainer and a master technician who has worked on 5 of those a day in a season. 5 a day? That's low. I live in Arizona where there's no grass. Sometimes I work on 6 to 7 to 10 machines a day. All various kinds, generators, lawnmowers, weed whackers, chainsaws. So, and operates a training program for a high-speed repair facility. How high speed is high speed? When I say a master technician, I do not mean I passed an open book MST Briggs test. I mean a person who repairs 2,500 machines a year, who consults with other shops when they have a problem. That's difficult. Not only do I have to do it by the book, I also have the experience to know when to do what sort of repair. Listen, I don't care if I go to a customer's house and they say, hey, change the spark plug, and the spark plug's already brand new. If they want me to change the spark plug, I'll say, hey, it's brand new, I don't need to change it. But if they still tell me to change it, guess what? I'm changing it. I'm going to charge them. If they say, hey, listen, don't repair the carburetor, buy a new carburetor. Even if I say, hey, I 100% guarantee I could fix this carburetor, they tell me to buy it. Guess what? The customer tells me what to do, and I do it for them. Even if it's not recommended, I can state that. But I'm not going to say, listen, you're wrong, customer. You need to shut up, and I'm going to do it my way. So, that's stupid. If I was doing a video on repairing a Nicky carburetor on a Briggs single, I would be making a mistake in my training if I did not mention that the carb is leaking. He never said the carb was leaking. He was showing you a thing to stop flooding if it does fail. And fuel has entered the cylinder and or the crankcase. There is about a 20% chance that the head gasket is also blown. I've never seen a blown head gasket from a flooded engine. And I've worked on well over 5,000 machines in my 8 years of experience. And after the repair, you would need to use a manometer, a crankcase pressure gauge. I don't even own one of those. Never needed one. And I'm 9 out of 10 on repairs. Every now and then it comes to an electrical problem on a standby generator, which I don't understand, like changing a computer or something, especially on those Kohlers, like KW12s. Yeah, so to make sure it's okay, you'd be breaking new ground on YouTube if you did that. No videos have I ever seen mention this critical step at all. And not only is it critical when you're doing it as a shop, but because if you send out the unit and it comes right back, that's a failure of the shop and the technician. Sometimes machines fail, and most of the time shops will fix it real quick again. I've done it once or twice. And the reason is that no one uses a manometer on YouTube. You know what? Let's just Google one real quick. Let's Google how much a manometer is. Let's do that. Shall we? Where's the Google? Manometer. So, the average person that we're making videos for, and I show them how to use this manometer. The cheapest one right here. That's a pressure test. Oh, look, here's a good one. Listen, if you want to know how to fix your lawnmowers at home, ladies and gentlemen, I recommend you go out and buy this $2,000 or $1,119 60-cent tool. Or you can get a cheaper one for $164. That's the only way you're going to be able to fix your lawnmower. No one does this on YouTube is because these tools are unimportant for the common person. The video's going on way too long, but I need to talk about this because this guy is retarded. So, you break new ground on YouTube if you did this. Okay. Amateurs miss that. In fact, most amateurs do not know what a manometer is, except that the whole chapter of Briggs Small Engine textbook repair, the whole chapter. No one reads the stupid book. I'm sorry if I'm beating you up, but I take these machines very seriously. If you weren't making videos, I wouldn't be so hard on you. We make videos for the everyday person. Again, you are beating them up. I've never seen from Terrell. You think Terrell's an amateur? You think Steve Small Engine is an amateur? You think Donnie, the Small Engine Doctor, is an amateur? Never once does he say, okay, now we got to bust out the manometer and fix this. No, because the average person who watches our videos does not do that. Baldeagle's not an amateur. He's a hobbyist. He doesn't do this for customers like I do. I'm not an amateur, but I'm not a master technician either. But I guarantee I can fix it faster and cheaper than you can, buddy, all day long. And then he links the book, and he doesn't even put a actual commission code, so no one should buy that book. You don't need a book, baby. You got YouTube. Okay, then Steve replies, sincerely, I appreciate your feedback. Sincerely, I appreciate your feedback. Steve, you messed that part up. I gotta call you out when I gotta call you out. And have the utmost respect, is it utmost or utmost? He's probably kind of peed off too, in my opinion. I don't know. Respect for your knowledge you have. I'm going to show you how much knowledge he has at the later in the video. I'm willing to listen and learn anything I can. Well, we all are. Some may see it as beating me up, but I don't take it this way. This is a hobby for me. I literally enjoyed it since my first mini bike at 6 or 7 years old. I only started making these type of videos to help the casual homeowner. Correct. That's what everybody does this for. Most of my repair shops in my area have shut their doors and backlog that goes out for months away. Anyways, I may not know 10% of what you know, Steve. I guarantee you know a lot more than this mofo. But what I do know is I'm willing to share, and hopefully a few people have common issues. And then Brian responds, oh, I like you. I thought you were going to... He was trying to start drama. And Steve says, no, I'm not going to start drama. I think he was. He wanted to see Steve go, oh, you dumb motherfucker. That's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video to show him that The reason he doesn't make videos is because no one will watch him, because he's condescending, and that's being an asshole. We make videos for you guys, for the average person. Everybody does. Terrell doesn't. A lot of times, Terrell in his videos doesn't bust out expensive tools, which we know he owns, for when he does stuff off camera. But he's showing the basic person. I'm repeating because that's all it is. We're not master technicians out here. And then someone says, Brian, Honda's come with a fuel shutoff valve so you can drain the car for storage. Sounds like a logical idea to me. The only reason Briggs doesn't put him on is job security. Makes sense. And then, let's see. According to Honda, that's not what the valve is there for. Honda carburetors are very sensitive to vibration and will leak when transported. If you leave the valve on, it also works to the pressure off the needle and fuel storage, pressure buildup, a bunch of stuff that he read online from some website. But they're there to stop leaks. You know, then Josh, he's fighting tooth and nail to defend Steve, and no one needs to defend Steve against a troll. I can't see anything bad about a fuel shutoff valve. They all leak if you tip them. It's a cup of fuel that has a vent. It's going to happen if it gets tipped. Ethanol sent in the carb will corrode and ruin it. Filtered rotten gas, not so much. Haven't seen a melted filter in a tank yet. And I have been successful for about 30 years now. Ouch. Perhaps Honda came up with a different reason to have the valve on. But since they have the valve and the carb drain plug on it, it only makes sense. It's not hard to drain the tank either, especially with the fuel valve. LOL. God damn, Josh. You're like blowing Brian's mind. As the master technician, he is probably very upset with you. The only thing a fuel valve would do, set up to keep the carb from overflowing if the engine O-ring, when the O-rings fail. No harm in that. Josh, you're right. I'm not seeing Brian. Okay, here comes Brian. 1 in 5 that have cylinder full of fuel also have a blown head gasket because of it. The reason is that fuel weakens the gasket and has been compressing all that fluid with no relief. You know, when the engine's not moving, there's no compression going on. It just fills up and goes through stuff. If the manometer on a Briggs single vac shows less than 10, minus 10, it's blown. Minus 8 would be blown. And you're showing a picture of a manometer, which most people are not going to buy to fix something for themselves. Brian or Steve says, I've heard of these before, but never looked into buying one until now. You shouldn't buy one, Steve. They're useless. I don't own one. Where would you recommend buying one of these from? I see Jack's sells for $216. You can find them on Amazon or eBay, blah, blah. I don't know. My main point is that, let me show you something that I found on this dude that doesn't sound very master technician to me. Right here. I usually don't post things like this, I see, because most things are an ordinary occurrences. But this time I have to say I've never seen a blade folded over on itself. I've seen hundreds of them. So I don't know how many machines he's working on. Sometimes it gets way too packed up, and you can see right here in the picture where it's all folded. I've seen this a lot. So maybe he doesn't work on as many as you say. But he was cutting grass with it, and I told him he was driving over the lawn. I wouldn't call it cutting grass. I mean, sure, the thing stopped cutting grass about 2 years ago. But now, he says this, well, now I cut off the curled piece of metal and sharpen it so it's good to go. Hee hee. Really? You cut the blade off and ruined the balance? You didn't account, being a master technician, about the balance of a lawnmower blade? A master technician would have just replaced the damaged blade. But you should know that, being a master technician and all. I don't understand this at all. So, I don't know. Supposedly 5-star rated. It is what it is. I don't understand people. Let me know. Let's finish this video off, guys. It's been long enough. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'm not going to really edit this at all. I'm just going to post it raw because I just find it stupid that we have to criticize people on Facebook when there's no reason to do this. There's no reason to be rude to people. He doesn't understand that we make videos for the everyday person. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever dealt with a troll on Facebook? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have any questions at all, as a master technician, I will answer your questions to the best of my abilities. Just leave them in the comments down below. I don't care what it's about. I love answering questions, and I'll heart every single comment you guys see. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to Bald Eagle 242. Link in the description. Go to my Amazon, buy a bunch of aftermarket shit just to piss off Brian. Let's go, baby.